Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and we are going to jump into some tarot to relay messages about Universe Has Your Back. So, yeah, I'm gonna start off with the same deck as last time, because I fucking love it. And also, it's nighttime, so everything's fucking weird. And the point that my setup's kind of dark has been bothering me, surprisingly enough. It's way more colorful on streams, but I haven't been streaming for a while. And I can't really, it doesn't work the same on YouTube. It doesn't have the vibe like, overlays don't really feel right. So, yes, we are going to have this awkward lighting, and we're gonna be happy about it, because I don't fucking know. Um, Great works in progress or process or whatever, and diamonds in the rough. Anyway, five piles. I wasn't sure if I was going to have the time to do that many, but it seems I will have the time to do that many. So that's great. That's amazing. How the hell? Okay, I guess they're gonna be up here. So, yeah, lots of ascension happening. Easter time's big, 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 big. Portal stuff is already happening from the last reading that I've mentioned. Um, I don't know, I feel like I did the reading just at the beginning of it, or it started just after that, something around that time. So if you've been feeling mood swings like excitement, then restful or fatigued, or hyper than kind of annoyed by stuff, something or stuff. Yeah, that's because we're going through like a big ascension portal, one of the biggest in the last few years. And yeah, don't stretch yourself out too thin. Don't overwork. Take it easy. It should be done by around maybe I don't forget. I want to say 5-5, but 5-5 just makes me think that then it's gonna be like a closing sesh of the portals. Maybe we're gonna just have some bursts of portals because we have like some moon and eclipse energy still happening this month. So I don't know. Use your discernment, figure out where you're at. Maybe everyone's using a different modality of like ascension currently. Um, I just know everyone's going through a bunch of freaking portal vibes and nonsense like that. So yeah, 1, 2, 5. Let's see what are. I'm gonna actually do a different lighting thing. Give me a second. Yes, I'm a vampire and I like it dim lit. Okay, okay. But considering I'm not too sensitive, let's have the light on for the reading, considering how amazing the cards are, and I want to show off how pretty they are. So, oh wow, all of them are really different, except for this one. We've got this one last time, so that's interesting. I love this deck so much. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm gonna be sing a song today. I don't know why. I'm kind of like I've noticed I'm not the only person that's like that, especially from the intuitive psychic like spiritualist side of things or tarot readers and channelers. Everyone's like hyper super fast talking when they're channeling and just singy and high vibe and happy. I don't freaking know a bunch of like hallelujah kumbaya hyper party vibes up in the astral. I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna be also doing a little bit of that. So yeah, pick and choose whichever pile you want. If me talking was making it difficult to pick, you can mute the video and just pick from the images because they are very much potent images, eh? Okay, so yeah, whoa, whoa. Anyway, we're gonna move on and see what occurs and what happens. Also 444, because why not? So, toodaloo. All right, hello, pile number one. Um, No, there wasn't any message at the intro. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I wanted to say that. So, whoa. Okay. You're healing heart matrix programming, i.e., you're healing a lot of like emotional hangups for yourself primarily, obviously, but also you're helping the ascension process when it comes to that as well. So thank you very much for that. You don't necessarily need to be working with people or being like that person that everyone talks to or the therapeutic ear or whatever. You might just be a person that's actually very self-centered, and your emotional well-being the thing that I'm getting at is actually you've had to parent yourself through your life when it comes to emotional matters. You had to look after yourself. You might have needed to grow up really quickly in life as well. And overall, you're an emotionally deep and sensitive person, but you might also have a tendency to guard yourself or protect your heart or have a tough exterior compared to your innards insides. But you do feel things very deeply. You feel people really deeply, and you also have developed this thing of like burying off, like creating barricades between you and certain topics of the world or society so it doesn't overwhelm you, so you can continue being an emotionally deep person in the matters that really are important to you. Um, you show your sensitivity to the ones you deem necessary to show that sensitivity to, especially when you're suddenly pulled to guide someone through something or just be like a nice, supportive, kind heart. But you only really do it then when it's like you know the person intimately and so you can trust them. Um, and you personally want to have an experience with them, or you feel so called and so drawn to that that you kind of express yourself compassionately as a superior, I'm getting for some reason. So maybe you come in as that older person that's like been through it and shows like the ropes for, the younger person, or shows kindness for newbies and greenhorns. Um, Maybe you're just the person that like occasionally shows up as that soft presence when needed. You've really figured out a lot about how people harden themselves and how those walls need to come down, but also how to protect your heart in a way that's healthy, not necessarily like limiting or inhibiting you and your emotional awareness or prowess, because you understand that this so-called weakness in society also has a huge strength that not everyone can actually like really embody. Um, but if you learn the ropes, if you go through the process, you can ascend and reach higher heights or better heights within society, within your life, within yourself, within your relationships, romance, and overall like spirituality. You can find God this way, or spirit or magic. And it's kind of like necessary. So some of you bring color in, others of you haven't really experienced color. You had to cultivate it within yourself. There's another thing coming through. But overall, all of you are like on some type of path of like ascension, enlightenment, understanding, deeper knowledge and truths of Earth, and you go forward with that understanding. No matter your personality or character, what people might say, or where you work, or what you do, or whatever, you are a person that's kind of like an enlightened being in the room. And what I mean by that is not like you're, the freaking next Buddha or whatever, but you are a person that does actually, you shine somehow, you're noticeable, your voice is heard, you're seen, you are admired, or some people obviously might hate your guts, but it's because you actually have a presence that's noticeable and you have an impact, and you also have like a unique character. You haven't shied away from your individualization process. Instead, you've actually strived to become yourself or even unique in some way instead of like just following the masses or following the same old regime and ideas and systems. You found your own way through life. All right, let's see. Spirit's already saying like put this card here as well, which is take the lead. So yeah, you have like a very strong character that can build things up and create anything from anything. You're really good at bringing stuff together, and also you're just good at nurturing um things. Maybe it's either or, like depending on whether you identify more as being a masculine energy or a feminine energy, but either way you know how to nurture things or you know how to build them up and secure their like place or process. I did feel this point that you've like this is literally talking about higher education, the study, investigate thoroughly card. It's speaking about you being a person that has needed to get a diploma to be where you are or have some type of certification of any sort. If not that, you've needed to learn and study a lot in life, constantly getting better and constantly elevating in some way, shape, or form to become this person that is seen. Some of you might actually literally also be teachers of some sort. Maybe, you onload people to your business or corporation or whatever, or you have a side gig of teaching. Maybe you've been a teacher. Maybe you're just a good, influence when it comes to people learning. Whatever it is, you've learned the ropes and you kind of like keep going in a way, even though you probably haven't been in school for a while now, or you haven't really studied a thing. You haven't like had much certification unless it was recertification, um, which in most places is annual, right? But you're not really one to be fresh out of study currently. Yeah, you're also not new to wherever you're an expert. Could be life, could be a specific like thingy. Yeah. Topic, subject. You're always ready to take things further, one step further to the next level. You're always ready to explore all avenues and possibilities and options. You always just know how to bring things together by expressing yourself. Sometimes you don't even really need to work too much. You just kind of get things done by just showing up, by just being present, by just like coming into the office, the meeting, the space, the place with the people. You really don't need to do much. You're always going to be like highly revered to be and sought after to be like a partner. People really appreciate your hands-on attitude and how grounded and analytical you are. You're like a safe space when it comes to, oh, how do I explain this? You're like a safe space for people when it comes to just having things like honest and maybe a little bit more blunt or factual or analytical or specific or maybe business oriented. And to the point. Like you get shit done, and people find it refreshing that they can just be themselves, and you don't necessarily judge them. You just get to business. You just get to brass. Some people do get on your nerves, and you fucking call them out on it, either internally or externally. I do think it's noticeable if you don't really approve of someone. But overall, like you really make people feel at ease so they can take care of business and work and show their best side and expect like actual profit rewards or results from it. Um, you make business and work way more fun. All right. All right. So, is this a career reading? Where are we going? I mean, I'm not gonna limit the reading. I don't. I just read cards. Um, but I'm curious, like, what is this message about for you? Three of the top. I mean, this is reaffirming you not being a beginner. Something that didn't take off and you're sad about it? Is that it? I feel like some of y'all said yes. Some of y'all were like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm not mocking you. I just am an expressionate person, and I sound silly sometimes because I'm like that. But I do not mock. It's kind of me like adding color to things. And if I say it in a silly voice, it's kind of like channeling an inner child stuff. That's for anyone that might get offended in the future or currently. But yeah, I feel like your options got limited because something didn't happen that you thought was gonna happen, and you were expecting it to begin by now, and it didn't begin, and it really upset you, and it's kind of left you in a place where it's like, I'm limited, I can't enjoy myself, I can't go celebrate, I don't have the resources to take care of myself in like the luxury aspect of things that I usually do. Um, I feel like you have something supporting you though. Either people, home, a partner of some sort, either in business or out of business, or maybe you, I don't know, you have a really good reputation with the bank, and they're like, yeah, have some loans to make it through the season. But I feel like it's more like a partner, a friend, or even a partnership with spirit, with your guides, with the universe and whole. Yeah, but you're really sad that you couldn't take up something new and move forward. I feel like you're so used to just kind of like starting anew and constantly evolving that like when you don't have the opportunity to shift or change or move ahead and move along, it really like suffocates you and makes you feel stuck and then like ties you in knots. It like literally stumbles you internally and you have a bit of a shock and like a deer in the headlights experience. And you then don't know what to do, and then once the shock subsides, it's like the Five of Cups energy. You start feeling things and getting into your feelings, and out of that analytical world, you go down into your heart. It's like you break down barriers that we've spoken about at the beginning. You break down those barriers and then build them back anew. So this doesn't feel like a bad thing that it happened. It's more like the rejection was protection to lead you to a better outcome. This detour was necessary to get the actual outcome and result that you wanted, but it's important for you to have faith and then to take this process for what it is because you needed to transform yourself. It wasn't a thing of the same energy and where you were previously. You thought that you could just get like a new thing and just do it and just have this profit and this result and experience, but actually you needed to transform yourself. You needed to shift into a whole new different version of you because other people would be involved that would need you to be more excitable and vulnerable, I feel like. Not completely like scary vulnerable, but vulnerable enough that you become more sensitive so you can move forward in a better way and a better light to secure this result, this opportunity, this creation, this profit of some sort. Because I feel like you're gonna need to work with someone this time around. It's not going to be like you take the lead and you fucking control and take care of business and everyone else kind of like follows suit and you can manage things. It's kind of like you're gonna need to learn how to dance in the moment with someone to create this thing because they're necessary and so are you, but both of you are going to be making something new as your whole newest versions. Cool. Cool. What else? Spirit. That's everything? Any more cards? Read the one that's on the table. Okay? Okay, okay. Let's. Whoop. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, it's when it's gonna happen, it's gonna be loud in a bang, and it's gonna happen quick and fast. So don't worry about that. Things are gonna take off quickly. Yeah. Don't let people discourage you or scare you. Just because things worked out the way they used to work out and they are not anymore doesn't mean that they're not gonna work out in the future in a new way the way they need to. So. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay. Color 40. Vibrational impulses and light waves. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You're opening to different colors and experiences. Color breaks up old and black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of life and love. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light, reflecting the diverse experiences of life. And they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses in healing. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses the mirror to communicate you need to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you are attracted to and the ones that repel you. You're love and you're loved, no matter how colorful your or another's life is. I'm still getting used to reading, guys. I'm sorry. Um, Journal work. Wear a different color every day for 5 days and record how each color makes you feel. I feel like for your personality, that's a perfect experiment that might also distract you as well as show something quite interesting and conclusive to you, especially if you're a person that constantly dresses in navy blue, black, and maybe a little bit of white, but mostly gray and navy blue are coming through. So if you're one of those people, especially shout out to you could go do this experiment, see how it goes. Use this information to create harmony in your life. All right. So I think you saw the other stuff besides that. If you really want to like sit with the meditation bit and inspire reflections and actions, I ain't reading that shit. Nope. Too much time. Gonna be taken up by that. So I am gonna give you a close-up of the magnificent art in the card so you can, see if it ha has anything for you. I'm getting really tripped out by it. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have had some, positive impact from the reading. Thank you so much for participating and sharing your story and, your energy. And I hope to see you next time. Sorry, my wardrobe just cracked. That was weird. Anyway, be, yeah, be blessed. See ya. Bye. Hello, pile number two. I hope you're doing well. Let's get into it. 44 expansion. You might be a uh, life path number, master number. I don't know how to English today. Um, yeah. One thing I'm getting is like one, you're protected. Two, you might be working with like sacred geometry. Um, yeah, sacred geometry mostly. Some other things came through as a speculation, but I got stopped from mentioning them. So if some other stuff comes through with this image or specific shape, have it. Have it. I'm just checking in and like trying to see some stuff. Sacred Heart came through. If you're purging a lot of heart stuff and you're already a lovey-dovey person and you've always been a lovey-dovey person, give it a week or two. You should be alright by then. Go check up with the doctor if you really wish to or want to, but if they don't help, it's literally because you're having a metaphysical purge. And it's like removing a lot of old past lifetime and current lifetime heart emotions that got like stuck and suffocated and repressed. DNA activations, chakra system rebalancing, the interconnectedness between the chakras is also coming through, and overall, like you blooming into a whole new being inside of yourself and outside of yourself. The cloudiness and murkiness you're currently experiencing will pass when it needs to pass. Yeah, it's annoying, but the purpose of it is like one, you can focus on what you need to focus on easier because there's only so much you can do when you're completely like out of clarity, lacking and cloudy, right? It's also protection. If I think you might have heard this, like when you psychically open up, right? Other things can see it too. Just 'cause like you can, see a bunch of stuff doesn't mean it can't see you, right? So it's like if you're clouded up, you get less effect from certain energies, aspects, beings, even like ascension symptoms are dumbed down. The only thing that isn't dumbed down is the effect like your guides have, your higher self has. You just don't channel the higher self energy as much, which, anyway, that you don't need all the time. And if you work with like higher dimensional beings or deities or gods, himself, then you can actually like receive that information still quite easily as well. Like the cloudiness supports you. It doesn't really take away the things that, are still there. Like you haven't lost your psychic abilities. You might be just limited from using them currently. There's a bunch of us psychics around currently. So don't worry if your intuition is a bit dumbed down. You can still take care of business and be yourself. You just are slowed down that way. Um, your gifts will come back online. The clouds will part when the time will be right. Do the best you can to focus on the thing that is apparent to you, even if you don't want to or don't like it. It's there for you, it's not against you. You're not being punished. Um, if anything, this is being supportive. You might just need to open up like a perspective that lets you acknowledge that. Keep an open mind, be compassionate to self, be supportive of self. If you're, instantly cursing yourself and the universe or whatever and saying like, oh, I'm damned or my gifts have been taken away or I'm disconnected, I can't understand anything or something's wrong with me, I can't think straight, I can't see things no more, I don't understand. Maybe you're constantly forgetting stuff or like your speech is mumbled. Look and check yourself. Like, why are you being so aggressive right away instead of being more compassionate and supportive and taking things easy and maybe like looking at ways and how you can deal with this in a way that actually supports you instead of actually like puts you down, right? Because it's dangerous to react like you need to keep being on top of things every single time something happens that's not like in your control. And I feel like there's more to that, but I feel like you're a wise enough, understanding person to realize those things yourself. You just don't want to have that conversation or sit in that space. But it's about time you did so if you've been avoiding it for years. If it's just months or whatever, don't worry, it's gonna stop at some point. It's just another wave down before you wave up. And you're gonna keep waving up, so don't get scared of the process. Some of you, this is a warning, you will start seeing shit like after this. Like, if you be careful what you ask for is coming through because you are going to see ghosts and shadow people, orbs and lights and weird like smoke figures, like white smoke figures or white flashes of light. Angel wings, they're huge and they're so distracting when you see them. I just That's just a thing that I know between me and some other psychics. When you see angel wings, it's like, what the hell was that? Did I just go blind in a night? Um, UFOs or unidentified like flying objects in the sky. Sometimes you might see light trails appear out of nowhere. You know how like when you're in the dark and you look at the light and then you look away, there's like a trail sometimes, right? Or most of the time you might start experiencing them without the whole actual like conclusive reason of why you see the trail. So you're just looking at the dark, you don't see any light, and trails appear, or out of periphery when you're moving your eyes, stuff might happen more often and more regularly. You might start seeing like literally moving shadows in your room when you're falling asleep. Don't be worried. These things aren't always just negative things. That's a misconception. A lot of the time, they're just energy. They're just energy. They can be guides, they can be angels, they can be anything. If you get instinctually scared, is gonna happen in a way where it tones you down from the scared so you can tune into your intuition so you can differentiate what it is, and then you can live peacefully, harmoniously with your intuition. Um, yeah, don't worry. You're gonna be very much protected while this reintegration is gonna be happening when the psychic abilities are gonna start back up. Some of you really wish for it, others of you did not, and you might kind of be like, "Am I ready for this?" You are. It's just going to also elevate you on a mental processing level, so you understand that this is normal and it's okay and it's par for the course, instead of being like, I'm not normal or this is gonna mess me up in terms of like, being human and etc. and whatever. It's like, no, 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 it's not. It's a lot of people are going to, over the course of the next 30, 40 years, jump into this experience. You're just one of the first because you can handle it. And some of you literally asked for this. Your higher self is going to also integrate and help you ground this energy in and have like a whole different life experience. Hmm, I'm just thinking how to relay the message. You are going to still have like your normal human life, I want to say, or like yeah, the experience isn't going to be like as wacky as you needing to become a healer or a Reiki master or whatever. If you want to, and you've always wanted to since you were like a kid, sure. But I feel like most of you actually are people that are gonna have quite regular lives. You're just gonna be super intuitive. Like, for example, you know how when you're growing up, not everyone maybe experiences this, but you might hear about that mother or that granny or that sister that has some weird intuition stuff when people didn't really believe about it as commonly, or in spiritual terms they disregarded it. There would be certain, usually women, but it's not exclusive to that gender, that would literally have premonition dreams, that would have telepathy, that would have inklings, pulls, and other things like that. And it would just be kind of trippy for everyone else that experienced them. This is kind of like that, except it's not going to be maybe as debilitating, extreme, or weird, or isolating, if you're afraid of any of those things occurring. Ultimately, what this process is about is you bringing down something from higher realms. You're like being an anchor point for a certain type of energy that really needs to become a general basis of norm and normality here. And you're going to be like a cooking pot for it. You're going to be like a mixing stew. So everyone else can start reintegrating that vibe too, but you're going to be more conscious than those people that are going to eventually like have it cross over to them. They're gonna take way more, way longer. And they're not going to be conscious about it. They're just going to be like, what the fuck? At one point. Whereas you are going to have a conscious experience. You are probably going to even hear like weird shit as well. Don't get scared about it. Creaking house, more common than and regular. Knocks, not like severe scratches, but maybe scrapes. Your guides, you might just start hearing different voices, or like a narrator starts talking in your voice, and you hear different voices that you've heard throughout the day, throughout the week, the one that's the most pleasant for you at that point, maybe the one that reminds you of someone. You could start hearing a passed down loved one, like a grandma or whatever. You're going to start connecting to your ancestry and guides. If you need to take breaks, take breaks. Currently, right now, enjoy the simplicity of not having that. It will switch really quite from like hot to cold for you. But you are protected, you are divinely guided, and this is very much aligned. You are where you need to be, and this is going to provide you with more opportunities in life, and is going to really help you express yourself and bloom in front of people. You might feel a bunch of different ways, but other people are going to be like, wow. They're going to be shocked by you and very enthralled. They're really going to like being around you. And they won't know why, but you are going to have a whole internal dialogue, monologue experience about understanding it on a very deep level. Aw, you've really been through it recently. Aw, you really thought you were forsaken. Forsaken, forgotten, put aside by spirit. You really needed to like pull together yourself and kind of just like keep your balance when you're wobbling and really having a lot of issues. Oh, you've had a lot of disorder recently. Like nothing works, nothing goes to plan, nothing adds up. You can't like win for fucking trying. You try so hard. Let go of the burden is coming through. Like, you don't need to be carrying other people's shit. You might think you do, you actually don't. Balance it out if it's your kids and they're younger than 16, 18. 16 is coming through though, more so than 18. Because by that age, they can cook for themselves, they can even do laundry and other things and get over it if they really, like, they can help you out, take care of the house and manage it. Really, you don't need to be pushing yourself so much. I think you're kind of one of those people that does it all and tries to do it all, and no one asked you to do that. You just put that upon yourself. Like if you feel like someone did, then where is that coming from? Because that's a childhood wound. I'm calling you out right now, with love and compassion. You really don't need to be carrying all that much. There's at least five things you can let go of. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to always be waking up at the exact same time and not letting yourself sleep in or always being on a strict ass diet. Maybe you need to shift your diet at some points. Have you thought about that? Maybe your body is screaming out for something for a reason, right? It's doing a hibernation thing before you wake up, or in this case, like that might be very much an accurate statement. Like you're dumbed down before you get opened up psychically. Figure out how other people and other things can take care of themselves to easen up your burdens instead of you having to have control over everything and have your eye on everything. If things can go the way they need to go without you constantly checking them out, looking at them, and keeping control and an eye on, or awareness on, then why not like let it be what it needs to be? You're a part of the universe. You're not the whole entire universe, right? It's kind of like let God in and take care of the fucking life and shit that you are too tired to deal with anyway and you're annoyed or pissed off about or is overwhelming and hard. You don't need to be the thing that's coming through is like a kung fu freaking master that goes through such extreme physical training and other things. And it's like, look, if you were a kung fu master and you liked it, then sure. But In this case, you might rip a tendon or like really pull your leg. And with the experiences that they do and go through, like it's gonna be a long ailment, if not a forever break type of thing, right? Um, you don't need to do the splits if you can't do the splits. It's really weird how the message is coming across, but I feel like it's reaching who it needs to. So moving on. Um, the reason you'd feel like you can't be on fire all the time or passionate or other things and etc. and why everything's so cloudy is so it really pulls you away. You do so much, you try so hard, you achieve so much, and you're now blooming into something else. You're a completely different flower than what you've been previously. You've now shifted and mutated, and it's a whole different generation of who you are on all levels, at a soul level, at a physical level. The world's different too, so it needs a different you as well. There's no way around it or about it, and you're not gonna lose anything by letting go some things. If it's really hard for you and you need time to do it, and it's like a whole process, ask your guides, what can you let go? What should you let go? How do you do that? Ask yourself that as well because you will guide yourself. You are really wise at the soul. I think it's just like you're not really taking action where you need to. You're still trying to maintain the same system, and it's harder and harder to maintain the balance. And there's a lot of things you're doing really well as well, but you're not giving yourself credit for them even. I feel like there's a really pissed off grandma in the room as well about this whole situation. Like, you're so great and you're so amazing and you're being such a fucking bitch to yourself. Oh my God, that was funny. Like, you can fucking let go every now and again. Do you think we raised you that way or your parents that way? No, we fucking let you roam around and do your thing and figure it out. We weren't there controlling the scenario all the time. Yeah, some bad stuff happened, but you goddamn grew up the way you needed to. And these are the cards that almost fell out. I feel like, is this from the ancestor? Yeah, okay. So this is literally from the ancestor. Like, take care of the stuff that you need to take care of, that you can take care of. Take your time, be slow about it, be grounded, and don't be in a place of victimization like, oh, poor me, or how am I gonna get over this, or everything's falling apart, or I'm so tired, everything's really bad, or when is it all going to fall apart? When is the same trauma karma thing gonna happen? When is the shoe gonna drop? Like, you can take an approach that's completely new and different to you, that is more compassionate, soft, slow, and still has everything in order. Your money, your finances, your taxes, your home, right? Everything is in its own season of bloom, and currently you're still sprouting into the new season of bloom. The more you fight this whole scenario, the worse and harder it's going to be. That's enough of that. Yeah, that's enough of that. Move forward. I'm just energetically shifting through what the hell is happening. I don't know what's occurring. I feel like I'm talking to someone in the astral or doing some energy work for y'all. So, I mean, I literally I would like to move and do something, but I am like, shh, shh. What are we gonna do now? Okay, okay, that was done. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, da, 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 da. Okay. You are really confused, aren't you? Like it'll get better, I promise. Okay. Well, There we go. It's reaffirming the message already. It's really weird because I felt like I should have been doing it in one way and it like pulling cards in one way, but it happened in its own way. So, and these cards are already speaking to that vibe as well. So we have the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So literally, you're not letting yourself be free and fly in the experience you're currently having, because you're not giving into faith and belief of yourself. You're not feeding into the energy of faith, basically. Yeah. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. And it's also reverse, so, and it's also a flower with a freaking full moon. So you might have been feeling like this since the full moon. You're still opening up to your psychic abilities, but also you literally, like, you kind of two, as I say this on my clock. You literally think like you know everything, and you really don't. You're still evolving, you're still growing. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be in charge of everything all the time. You can be human too. You can have your experience and look after yourself and still be okay, and everyone else is gonna be okay. Some of them might actually be grateful that you're not controlling everything, because one, you're not pulling anything. And two, some of you might have actually pulled a muscle recently, so yeah, that's especially aimed at you. But if not, it's just a nerve, mental nerve, emotional nerve. But like also, it's kind of like it gives room and space for other people to breathe and act as they need to act. So yeah, relax, relax. You don't know everything. Sometimes it's important to surrender to the universe and to just let go of the process and just understand that whatever you need to be going through, you're going through, and you can trust the experience as well as yourself to actually like flow with it and let go instead of thinking that you know everything and what you need to do and what you need in general, and that, all of it is just like that. You're powerful and you're loved and you're appreciated even when you just let go and you're just existing. And I think that's a huge wound for you. I think that's actually like I felt something click when I said that. I felt like something go away, and or kind of like an empty realization, like a feeling of empty realization or a shock almost like come over when I said that. So yeah, yeah. I choose to learn through love. So that's your recommendation. Choose to learn through love, compassion, and self-acceptance. You're loved even if you just exist. And learning through love is usually surrendering and letting yourself go through the process, however uncomfortable it is, and holding space for yourself in love. Not working, not doing, not moving, not controlling, not thinking, not doing anything, just being. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. So you're stagnating some stuff with doing this, and I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. So I think you need to admit to yourself that what you want, and you want to get it now, and that's maybe part of the frustration, and maybe a part of the lesson and realization here is like you can get it without working that hard. But you need to be emotionally more aware and imbibe and in tune with yourself. Because there's something very deep happening here. Like, you guys have a really strong front. You're really, really independent people. You take care of things really well. But you have such a wounded heart and past, and you've taken charge in your life. You've taken charge of your feelings. You've taken charge of how you act and your experiences, and that you can create everything and you can do everything, and that's fine. But at the same time, you're not one man, one woman army, one person army. You're a individual, a part of the collective whole of consciousness, and so your life can develop and flow as it needs to as well. Just because someone didn't look after you when you were younger doesn't mean that you can't do that for yourself currently right now, or learn how to let go your guard and actually embody the wholesome process of like accepting, your feelings and letting yourself break down and come into center a different type of order, a different type of functioning and being. And still having balance within that too. So yeah, just accept the change a bit. You're doing great. Everything's fine. I think if like this reading is for people that are having internal disarray and chaos and really a lot of worry and cloudiness and a bunch of other things. And I'm pretty sure most of you are on a spiritual path of some sort, and it's gotten a bit tough when it comes to that point. You have everything else more or less sorted, and if it's not sorted, it's manageable. You can live with it. Um, it's just hard inside of yourself currently. Everything else is fine. It's just inside of you. I feel like there's a lot of like but you're doing well. This will end. This is just taking a time for a reason, and you are still remembered by your ancestors and guides and God and goddesses and whatever you work with. They are still there. They still love you. They just like are letting you go through what you need to without them being your focus point because you are your own focus point. You're the most important thing in your life, you know? And then everyone else comes after that. I know when it comes to being a family person and kids and all the rest, it's different. If you're one of those parents as well, that's quite magnificent and lovely, but even then, you need to put the mask on yourself first before you can apply it to themselves when you're in the airplane and you need oxygen or whatever, right? That analogy. So. Yeah, do it with life as well. You can't give them courage, life, or compassion if you can't do that for yourself, you know? You don't do them a service by distracting yourself with constantly looking after them. So, and if you're not a parent, then look at how or where you do that. 'Cause I feel like most of y'all have some type of like parent thing happening, or you look after other people, or you're like the parent in the friend group, or you have responsibilities over people or businesses or corporations, or you have responsibilities of some sort. So yeah, we're gonna look into the book now. Expansion. Travel at your own speed of light. I love it. Are you keeping up with your life and all you want to create, or are you holding yourself back with what ifs or buts? You limit your life through your beliefs. Everything you say and everything you do becomes true for you and is the platform on which you build your life. The playing field of life is unlimited and loving. You are an unlimited, loving, and wondrous part of creation. You are perfect right here, right now. You are different and therefore think differently. To last week, to last year, last decade, and yet you will always be you. What you are observing is your view. It is neither right or nor wrong, but a way to become clearer about what you like and don't like, so you can choose what to focus upon. The events and experiences of your life will grow in meaning as your consciousness expands. Learn to focus and dance in time with the energy and speed of your desires, and they will arrive easily in surprising and satisfying ways. So, yeah, that is it. I'm still getting used to actually reading out loud. So, yeah, besides that, if you want to check out the meditation and inspire reflections and actions, go ahead. I'm just only going to read the journal work. So, draw or write about 3 ways you can feel your dreams and desires right now. For example, by being present and feeling joy, or by noticing what is going well in your life. Yeah, gratefulness would really do you a lot of good. Um, Getting recentered with maybe like some leisurely activities, uh, monging out a little bit, meditating, having nature walks, drawing, writing, coloring, if you don't like drawing, coloring, video games, building, playing, I don't know, stuff like board games that are like very easy on the mind, so like Jenga or something. Um, I don't know, solitaire doesn't feel like it would be nice on the mind here. Like something that is like you can forget yourself, I guess, in it. You can kind of just like zone out. So, yeah. Thank you so much for being a part of this reading. I hope this helps you. Many blessings and prayers towards you. It will be all okay. Thank you so much for being a part of this experience and having a reading. And let me know if it helps with a like. And you don't need to do that, obviously. Do it if you want. And I really wish you the very best in life. So see you next time. Bye bye, Tara. Hello, pile number three. You might be seeing a bunch of synchronicities and synchronistic numbers. If you're just coming from pile number two, you also might have been experiencing that because I stopped at 5555, and then on my clock it's 2233. And you also have focus, which to me is screaming the point that something's about to start. You're going to need to get your shit in order, stuff taken care of. You're gonna need to be moving quite fast because you're going to and that's why you're also probably stagnant currently and not having a lot of stuff happen because you're having to gain energy, momentum, recalibrate, reaffirm the new shifts and changes, the things that have left your life, the things that have left your heart and your mind to really move forward to kind of just like shoot and go because change is afoot. It's right around the corner, and you're going to be using this newfound like balance to move forward in creating something masterful, acquiring a new level of mastery, or using what you've mastered already in life to really move forward and create and do something. You're probably going to be working with spirit in bringing something forward within the world, either something new or something in a complete unique different way and vibe and energy that is pertinent to you. You might also be meeting some people that are very much important for this I don't know, this process too, this creation too. Like I don't need to elaborate apparently. I wanted to, but they said no. No. But a lot of like number synchronicities is like really popping off here for this pile, like heavy, heavy, heavy. Also 37 comes into a 10, which is a finalization number, also new beginnings, right? So you definitely work with angels. Maybe some of y'all have like fairy energy you really work with. You might channel it for your creative arts. And if not, you might channel like angelic slash fairy energy for healing modalities and properties. You have a healing aura. You might know Reiki or bioenergy healing or like matrix body healing. You might just know some type of fucking healing. You could just have a healing touch. You have a healing stare. I'm getting like your eyes heal people, even if it really fucking triggers some people right away. You have really healing eyes because you can see kind of through them or their soul, or you just pinpoint something about them and that instantly locks something into them for the healing process to just start and begin and happen. So. I'm having so much stress from the crown to the throat, though. What the fuck is that? Is this just ascension symptoms? Okay, so there's ascension symptoms. So you're bombarded currently with like a bunch of new programming and divine light codes, unity light codes. I don't know what type of unity. It could be with the universe, it could be with like, I don't know, God frequency. It could be unity codes when it comes to ascending to another step of the twin flame journey and finding the person that resonates for it. Unity codes could be just soul family and finding soul family. Could be business soul family. Could be soul family, like community friendship, actual real family. Then it's kind of like you're gonna it's getting so integrated that it's gonna be like an automatic speech pattern upgrade for you. Your voice is gonna change, or it's going to be very much loud, or it's gonna sound it is gonna sound differently because it's gonna vibrate differently. Like the energy behind it is gonna be different, so it's gonna also hit people differently. Um, it's gonna unlock their hearts in some way, in some space or manner. It's really going to expand their heart space. Your heart space is expanding, so is it purging? Yeah, it's probably purging some more as well, ain't it? Ain't it? Um, in general, you're gonna be, I mean, some of you might be motivational speakers or just speakers or people with a noticeable presence or voice, um, good conversationalists, good intellectuals, emotional conversationalists that really speak on topics with love from love, debate from love, or conversate about higher dimensional truths and knowledge, or just unconditional love in general. You could be just a spokesperson for that vibe, frequency, and energy. Um, it doesn't necessarily need to be like you're gonna go on TEDx or whatever, though some of you might have a little bit of a charisma flair, like you're a really good salesperson, motivational speaker, teacher, healer, healing speaker, channeler. Some of you might get a profession there. One or two of you might actually even make it really big. Maybe more of you. I won't limit that. Maybe more. I don't know, five or so people. Five kind of, 5, 10. Yeah, feels kind of accurate. Others of you won't necessarily be like global famous, but like you are going to be very prominent within your community. And if you aren't going to be any of those things, it's like, you know how when you go to work, some people use anger and rage to dissect or like promote ideas or build shit up, right? You aren't that. You're a person that speaks with care, compassion, and love. You speak from a position of understanding and knowing. You speak from a position of kindness. You're a truth speaker. You really annoy some people because you're not one to bullshit. You're not one to lie. You're not one to play games. You're not one to evade the topic at hand. You've had a lot of projections. You've also had a lot. Like, it doesn't matter if you were going to make it big or not throughout your life or life's mission or where you're gonna end up or whatever. Your vibe is so strong, you were actually kinda a target for some nasty energies that are now not really going to be around so much, so that's good. But obviously, what you went through kind of might have been really negative. Like you might have been a very positive, optimistic, bubbly person, outgoing, very much talking about love, but you never understood like why did you have like severe anxiety, depression, and significant like negative thoughts and monologue within your head or even dialogue. It's like something was attacking you inside of your own head. Something was just like constantly putting you down and creating this fear-mongering dialogue and like whatever, and you constantly had to stand your ground even just within your mind and head. Because it was like trying to get to your heart. Yeah, that wasn't you. That was something trying to get to you. I feel like some of y'all actually feel better with that being out there or put out there. If that scares you, you might not want to watch this reading right now. You might want to come back to it, or you might want to sit and breathe and realize whatever you need to realize and then come back after a pause. This isn't supposed to scare you, it's supposed to encourage you and help you heal. Moving on. Yeah, so you've been a target. That's also why maybe sometimes you didn't get like what you wanted. So a promotion, being noticed by that girl, that guy, that person, didn't get the label, the status, didn't get like the followers on social media, then just succeed in the way that other people succeeded. That's because one, they took shortcuts and they probably eventually got put down so much they made deals with entities that weren't really good for them, either entities, corporations, or spiritual or whatever in between of all of that. And you kind of stayed strong in going by the true heart of things. You were like, I'm gonna be pure, I'm gonna be me, I'm gonna be innocent, and I'm gonna be about love, or I'm not gonna do shit. And I'm gonna go push forward, and I'm really gonna make it count. And nothing's going to stop me. I don't care if something kills me. I'm going to be me wholeheartedly, fully, and nothing's gonna end me. Because I am strong, I am one with love, I am one with the universe at large, I am one with whatever I actually deem to be valuable and important, and I'm gonna make it freaking known. You have a lot of fire and passion and impact, and you are so felt. You have so much love. You're such a loving person. You're also you're strong and passionate, but you're also very sensitive. Like I have so much emotion coming through me right now. So many, I feel like tears are kind of welling up a bit, but mostly it's just like a recognition feeling, like a like a nice humbling feeling. Like, ah, one, I'm not alone, and two, I feel seen. I feel like I've went through what I needed to go through to stay pure, and it wasn't for nothing. That I was really actually being seen by the universe or God or my ancestors or higher self or whatever. I wasn't doing this for naught or nothing because I feel like you might have had opportunities to take the easier road, the fast course, you might have had like weird deals pop up that you knew weren't going to be good for you, either sponsorships or literally you felt like I gotta say it, I don't want to. Sometimes I want to censor some of my messages, but I prefer being honest as well. Um, you might have had demons or devil worshippers or devils or imps or whatever show up. Maybe even malevolent aliens? Yeah, nah, for some of you, I just saw an alien face. Eh. Not a nice one. Um, that were trying to give you deals of like, you're gonna get the results right away, buddy, but you gotta sign this contract, this soul spiritual contract, or you gotta sign this over, or you gotta give us some energy, you gotta give us this, you gotta give us that. These results are always going to come back to us, not to you. This is not going to be your thing per se. It's not gonna be the way you really want it, but you're gonna get the results. Your life's gonna get easier, you're gonna get the money or something, but it's like you followed your intuition, your neck and neck, even if maybe you didn't believe in spirituality or intuition or something along those lines at those moments, some of you did, some of you didn't. You were like, no, 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 no. I have seen enough movies, I've read enough books, or I just have this gut feeling of like, don't go there, don't do that, we're better than that, or I don't want to sell my soul. Because that's basically what you're doing. You're selling your energy, right? Which is your light, your soul over to complete a contractual agreement, and that can really get you in some trouble. That can land you in some shit, if not just for this lifetime, making it very uncomfortable and very agonizing because you get everything you want, but you don't feel right. You feel dead inside, right? To actually being like a battery for something for, I don't freaking know, multiple lifetimes. Multiple lifetimes. So yeah, you have really strong guardian angels. You have really strong protectors. Some of you have like some dark entities looking after you, but the benevolent type, like they're really good on a punch, but they are cuddly wuddly in a space that's very just like between you two. It's like intimate, it's like sensitive, and they don't have that with anyone else. Or if they do, it's only because you kind of like led them to that place. You taught them how to become this lighter version of themselves, or how to be of order and benevolence in some way, like that, to be of life, not of disease and taking away light and love and life and stuff like that. They don't use this terminology, by the way. They're like they are quite dense, but they're caring and loving when it comes to. Yeah, they've also secured like some details of your journey so you could cross this threshold or this portal. Because you're currently in a portal, you're crossing a threshold. You're really evolving and becoming someone new, someone better. And better is a relative term here, or I don't know how to explain this. It's not necessarily like you were worse previously. It's more like you're becoming more aware and whole and united within yourself as well as with the cosmos and the universe, and you can like actually ex- come forward to experience yourself and your life and the world better, and to bring that in a way that's more confident, because you've always been this person or been this light, but it's just felt like awkward because you kind of didn't get along with things. You couldn't find home or peace or prosperity. Abundance was a fucking issue. Work was a fucking issue. You might have had severe mental health issues. Might have needed to be on either antidepressants or beta blockers, or in and out of health institutions, clinics, or hospitals, especially at like sometimes you got it at pertinent moments in time and it really pissed you off because it's like out of all the times to get fucking sick, why the fuck did I get sick now? Leo energy did come through. I didn't mention that previously, but this reminds me a lot about like Leo energy. A bit, you might have had some issues with martyrdom and saintly behavior, but I think you've come back from it and you're just accepting your truth of being like a super caring, loving, protecting energy. But you're learning how to become more selfish, and self-centered, because that's your learning curve, that's your journey. It's like you don't have an issue with being selfless or being of service to people. You do have an issue with treating yourself the way you need to be treated and taking and having balanced relationships where you can take. Um, some of you had an experience where you took or you tried taking, but you were so wounded that it's kind of like you kept taking and then you felt so guilty for it or something like that. Yeah, guilty for it. Or you thought you did it wrong or something, or you hurt the other person and they didn't deserve it or something. It's like, it was fine. It was fine. It was okay. They needed to learn to, um, they had their own issues that were reflected in taking a chance and doing something out of the norm for them. And for you, it was like a necessary step in realizing, like, you need to learn this as well to have like balanced, harmonious relationships that are for your highest good, and the highest good of the other person, right? Because we don't serve other people when we're just giving them and just doing for them and being people pleasy or too nice for our own good, or you know, not expressing ourselves as who we truly are because we're afraid to not seem nice, right? If you're kind, you're kind. You don't need to be nice all the time or do nice things all the time. You can be naturally kind as who you truly are, and you're way more pleasure like enjoyable to be around because you're being yourself. You're being authentic. You're being genuine. You're not being restricted. You're not acting. You're not you're not acting a certain way. You're just being natural and having an ebb and flow when it comes to yourself as well as other people around you, and they have the opportunity to experience their truth in themselves instead of being like on this niceness high or whatever it is. It goes both way, that experience, even if some people might enjoy it more than you do. Oneness is my true nature. Oh, you've always been connected with the universe. You have like a special heart in its place. Or you and the universe have this like unique dance and this like I don't know loving relationship. Although the universe is kind of like it's a pretty straightforward and strict energy. You I don't know, you have a conversation with the universe, not the likes of like how others do. And there's a collective like that of people, but this is, I don't know, that just wanted to come through. The universe loves you. It knows your name and where you live and your phone number, and it rings you up a lot of the time. And it's taught you some shit. It's humbled you. It's not just like a, oh, you have special treatment or it treats you with favoritism or whatever. No, 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 no. It's more like you have like a unique experience, but also more of a significant exchange. And if you need to learn something, it's gonna be like that real friend that tells you like, no, you're doing something stupid and ridiculous, and you should fucking stop. Everyone needs a friend like that, right? Am I right? And yeah, the universe knows that it can be direct and honest with you and you have like a different language that you've evolved through multiple countless lifetimes with it. That's why manifestation might work different and look different with you. Your luck is different. Synchronicities work different for you. Like you kind of sometimes feel a bit special, I gotta say. But you also have significant learning curves and lessons, and you're slower to evolve because you gotta like dot every I and cross every T or kind of be like perfect or unique in a different way. I don't freaking know how to explain it. I feel like you get it. I just want to explain it and nail it on the head. It's like because you're acquiring a certain level of mastery and you're following light and order all the time, you have to go through the full course instead of just backtracking or having this back and forward or other things. So there's benefits to it and there's cons to it. And you always strive for the benefits, but obviously sometimes ev everyone can fall behind or have difficulties or other things, and it's kind of like you have a more full course, full-fledged course. And there's things that you learn, but there's also heavy weights you gotta kind of carry to build up that muscle. Um, you know how like sometimes there's like learning difficulty kids that are super fucking talented at something, right? But they take longer to come into their bloom. They're a late bloomer. This is kind of like how it's coming across. Um, Except it's more of like instead of just having like difficulties or other things, it's more like you have a more like you have like expertise, experience or training that's a bit more hard for other people or individuals. Yeah, but it's perfect for you. It's the way it needs to be for you. Hmm. So you've been connected to the universe and guides, maybe, yeah, as well as we said, like angels and whatever else you feel connected to. You might have had imaginary friends. Warning, you might go through purging after this reading. But you didn't have a lot of family support. Oh my God, my fucking heart. What the hell? It's bubbling. Give me a second. I need to, I don't know. Okay. I think I'm okay now. I hope I am. Um, yeah, but you didn't have a lot of like support from your family. You didn't have a home to grow roots in. Maybe you moved around a lot. Maybe it was just so dysfunctional you didn't want to grow roots there. Maybe you don't feel connected to your hometown or your neighborhood where you grew up. Either way, there's something about like not really having the support neither of your parents nor of your siblings, or feeling very isolated and disconnected and far away from your family, not having a common ground or conversation to have with them, like not having anything to stand by or on. Yeah, you didn't have support. You didn't feel seen, and you weren't emotionally nurtured, is what's coming across. Um, I'm not gonna read all of the cards because I feel like it's not important. Sometimes it is, but this time I feel like it's not. So if you want to read them yourself, you can, because the universe has your back. Oracle deck is really chock full of like nice, helpful, like softy wafty messages. But I'm only using it to divine some stuff, so. Yeah, it was really hard to keep your like heart space clear from all of the like negative energy around you when you were growing up. Maybe you were teased and bullied a lot. Maybe you literally were abused by your, the kids in the neighborhood and at school and stuff like that. Maybe even your siblings fucking abused you. So I'm really sorry about that if that's how far it went. But you were kind of just like left to your own devices and to isolate, and you thought that you weren't deserving of love and you didn't matter. But you were a natural walking miracle. It was just hard to maintain that state of mind. Maybe some of you did have like that positive understanding, because like we spoke about you fighting freaking demons in your head and having monologues and dialogues. So you probably had like a strong inner dialogue on positivity, but also there was still this growing pain and wound that wasn't being tended to or taken care of. And you kind of like had to, support yourself and keep yourself up and keep your spirits up. And it kind of made things a bit lopsided. Yeah, it made things uncomfortable. And you didn't feel safe enough to love, to be in love, to be soft, to be kind, to be sensitive. You didn't feel like it was safe. You couldn't build on it. You tried. You fucking tried a lot to build on it, but it's kind of like every time you tried to make something new or create something that was like of love to make something less toxic or karmic, it got fucking ripped and just stampeded on, trampled on, disrespected, discouraged, hated on. A lot of anger was sent towards you out of fucking nowhere. And you were just trying to like love and support and build from love and support. Then eventually that all just kind of like pushed you to the side. Yeah, it just pushed you. Joy is the ultimate creator. So you've always had this power of like creating through joy. I think you're reclaiming that power through your inner child and having like peace and relaxation, or being put in a in another corner. Sadly, thank God it's not the same one, right? But you're being isolated by the universe is how it's looking. You gotta have a lot of downtime, you gotta rest, you gotta let those programs and downloads come in. The light codes are clearing out some gunk and shit like that. You're purging a lot. You're maybe like experiencing flu symptoms, blowing your nose a lot, coughing a lot, sweating a lot. You have like experiences where your feet are vibrating, your legs are like, vibrating, or hands are. Um, and that crown and throat side of things is really sensitive. So if you have pain, God damn it. I feel like that's just a confirmation. Motherfucker. And this stop, I'm relaying a message, man. This is the most clearing I've done on a fucking pile. I goddamn swear. I'm goddamn crying from the coughing. Ah. Anyway, everything's gonna come back into center, and we're gonna be able to create from love and joy and creation. is gonna start it back up for you. I swear. I know that if I don't stop the message or finish it, I'm just gonna keep coughing for fuck knows how long. So that's why I'm trying to do the message. Because otherwise, I'm just going to keep on coughing, and I don't want that. So to end your message, this is going to be done. It's going to end. It's going to be over with, but you need to really have this time out and meditate as much as you need to meditate and zomb out and look after yourself and treat yourself right and nurture this growth and ascension process because you're going to really need to show up as that passionate, fiery self, as that light of spirit, as that sacred heart, and to bring more unity within your environments, within where you're going to show up. You're going to be like the glue, the leader in love. And you might have actually even experienced this in your life where you somehow brought together the most uncanny of like individuals and people and groups together, or you really made environments and groups and places and companies have this vibe of like an actual social click or socialization wave or flow of some sort. And without you, it would have been obviously way more cold. People wouldn't have been as open or honest or sensitive. Doesn't matter this drama or the removed nature that some people had or employed, you were always going to be this guiding light and glue of like, let's just all get along, and stuff like that. You are that influence, and you're going to burn brighter than ever after you're done with this clearing, healing, and coming back home to yourself. You're getting to a deeper level where you're becoming way more reacquainted with yourself than you ever have. So, yeah, you're gonna see the results, and also you're gonna have a way easier time of expressing yourself. Okay, let's read you the card. Focus, a point of attraction. Where is your focus and what do you want to create? Your point of attraction is the accumulation of all your thoughts. You some you are aware of and some you are not. The later are thoughts you have repeated so often that they have become beliefs in body memory. The point of attraction is more fluid than you think. It is the overarching energy of your collected ideas, active beliefs, and your personality. Change any idea or belief, and your point of attraction shifts. You sense the world around you through the filter of your attraction point. Imagine this point moving along and sliding track within you. To master yourself means being able to move your view of reality at will. This can help you adjust and adapt to any situation. Stay in your center of love and on the path of your heart. You can choose to feel into the flow or resist and hold yourself back. Either way, you will be loved by your soul and the universe. And also that was like on page 133. So mastery number stuff is really coming through in this pile just from how we were talking about everything. So yeah. Um Sorry for all the pausing and coughing and everything else, but I really got hit when we started talking about that stuff with the crown and the throat, and I don't want to even talk about it because I'm afraid it's gonna come back. So, um, thank you for being you. Thank you for shining your light. Thank you for being this emotional, fiery heart that we all, you know, get to experience. Um, however you are, however I am, the world is. And I wish you the very best in your day and your life and wherever you are. And I hope you cope through this the best you can. And yeah, see you next time. Peace be with you. And yeah, blessings. Okay, hello, pile number four. So I'm really pulled to the Enlightenment card here. Sorry, I just have like my left side going through something from the crown down, and I was wondering if it's for you guys. It's not, it's just my experience currently. If that resonates for you, then hunky dory coincidentally. Um, so you're into the creation magic side of things. You could be a person that kind of operates both in masculine and feminine, and you change intermittently. Um, because Flower of Life is also very feminine to me all the time, but also creation magic is mostly masculine when it comes to cosmic energies, and also that's just the way I see them. That's not necessarily just factual rules or whatever, but I don't know, in terms of magics, it's just coming through. You might be a star being, you might be really connected to star beings, star seed, maybe, a star system is very relevant to you, Arcturus, Pleiadian, um, the other I don't know, avians? Yeah, avians, there we go. Whatever floats your boat, something with the stars is very much relevant and important for you. Um, Maybe you're really good with like astronomy or constellations or astrology, I guess, right? Um, Mandalas, mudras are also coming through, but mostly, um, what I just saw is like, how th I don't know how they're called. I can't remember how they're called. I fucking love them. N Never seen one in person, but like, when monks in India, they make these I don't know, freaking portraits, paysages, this masterpiece out of like sand, and then they wipe it. So it's a momentary achievement of an actual art piece. Um, is it a mandala? Could be a mandala. I can't remember the name of it. But I just saw that, and the way it attributed to your reading is that you might be one of those creators when it comes to the universal plan that the Earth is currently going through. You might have a green thumb, really like nature or animals. You might like hiking outside. You might be into crystals, whatever like druid, shamanic, slash just natural attribute of living you are attuned to, that kind of is really coming through. You might be a very more so slow, structured person, or you like taking your time with certain things, and you're really at the soul, at least. If you're none of those things at the soul level, when you go to sleep, when you're doing your thing, when you're meditating, when you're enjoying life, you're literally kind of like those monks creating that art piece together with the universe and the cosmos at large. You are somehow pushing forward this vibe of things coming together, new things being created, new things being birthed, light being shined inside, outside, all around the planet, from people, from you, from, the things around you, the plants, the animals, whatever it is. You might really be connected to sun energy or work, yeah, just connected to sun energy. Yeah. Earth sign stuff is also coming through. Or you might just be a very earthy person or be perceived as earthy. Very, like, the energy I do feel is like very calm and soothing and taking its own pace and being quite regular and dependable and being very much like stable, good foundation, being even with change, like it happens in a structured manner that's really like evenly flowing. I don't know why, but the universe loves you. Just came through. Mother Gaia communicates to you. If you feel like, I don't know, something weird happens with birds, bugs, I wanted to say stars as well, or planets in the sky, because they're kind of like relating to the Earth in this scenario or case, but mostly like, animals and weather and trees, plants and like bugs and birds and whatever, then yeah, it usually is happening. It's actually happening. You might be thinking about something and nature like twists really weirdly around you, or it's like responding to what you're thinking. You know how when you have music and you're traveling, everything looks like a freaking movie, right? Like it's synchronized up into the rhythm and the beat. You might start like feeling that at certain points when you are very much like in deep thought or emotions, that the nature around you or the naturescape or the planet Earth does that to you with you as well. And it does. That's how it communicates to you. Da, da, da. Aw, the universe has my back. Literally the freaking card of the day, honestly. The deck as well, because this is the universe has my back, as well as the reading. Look at that. Look at it. Keep fighting the darkness away. Just came through. Keep fighting the darkness away. Interesting. You are very balanced. You're very centered. You're very balanced within masculine and feminine, even though you might primarily operate from one or the other or be more prominent as I wanted to say emperor or empress, which is quite interesting. But a masculine or a feminine. You're currently doing something in the shadows, like hidden, like maybe by the cover of night, and you're making it come alive. Beautiful. I don't know why Frankenstein just flashed in my freaking head. Maybe you're putting some weird things together. Maybe you're sewing aspects together that most people wouldn't see as having point or fruit or not working together or not like actually managing, right? Yeah, I mean the point that you're working with moon cycles is really coming across. Working in the night, working under the cover of night, working at late points of the day, or very, very, very early morning. But it's still like yeah, I'll leave it there. You have some type of wisdom and insight on something that most people would ignore and say is nonsensical, but you really cracked the code on something. It's going to take a while. You're not going to see the fruits of it or of your labor very much soon or quick, but you are going to be able to set a foundation to build upon it and to really create your own endeavor, business, project, or art form. It is going to be sought after by other people eventually when the time is going to be right. Currently, though, it is not there yet. It is only at its beginning stages. You might be creating a prototype, a alpha stage. Maybe some of you moved on to beta, but I think you're not there yet. I feel like you're at ground zero, and it's just for you to test the principle and the hypothesis and theory of it before you can actually apply it to either a career endeavor or have it like sold or profited. It is going to be a widespread thing. Okay, fancy pants. Um, I feel like some of you laughed. Okay, so my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So very strong manifestors here, very strong creators and creatives. Really, you might be building your own houses. You might be building your own energy centers and sources. You might be a self-sustained person. You might have a garage where you just make stuff and create stuff. You have an inventive mind. You're very much imaginative. Maybe your mind kind of works like in blueprints or theories and hypotheses. You have a strong scientific, inquisitive personality, and it comes across in many different ways. But it's like a particular unique speech that only you have, I guess. It can be understood by other people or for other people when you actually create the thing, but while something is still happening, like they're not gonna understand what the fuck you're on about or what's occurring and happening. It's kind of like, when people draw and no one understands what the hell the drawing is until it's finished. That's kind of it. In any moment, I can surrender to a powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So something's been bugging you and trying to take you out of the zone, out of stillness. It's like something's trying to claw its way into, like, let's say I'm imagining a inventor in a garage and there's something trying to claw into the fucking garage to disrupt your work. So, ignore that shit. Keep on doing your thing. Don't worry about it. It has no power over you. It has no relevance and it has no importance. If you need to cut away some people, do that. I think your work is more important than you showing attention to your relatives. I feel like this is about like family that isn't a young child or a close sexual relationship or partnership of some sort or romantic. It feels like other types of relatives and family members and stuff like that, like they can wait until you want to come out and talk. And if you will never want to do that ever again, then so be it. But the point is, like, if you need to cut off some people, do that. If it's just like not opening up to that energy of whatever's nagging at you and pulling at your attention or your heartstrings, then do that too. I think that's not you. I think that's something else trying to fuck with you. Because you're on the precipice of something, and it will change the world. This is where I usually say, like, even if it's going to not be mainstream, it still has the potential to influence the collective and stuff like that. But here I don't want to say that. Like something's stopping me from saying that. So I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Yeah, this is you being balanced in the light and the shadow of yourself, of your life, and who you are and how you are. You're aware of this, like, I want to say malevolent, destructive energy that's trying to claw in. And you're also aware of what you're creating and the importance behind it. And you're also aware of, like, some social bullshit that's occurring around you. Ultimately, you're choosing to ignore it and move forward with coming into, like, ultimate. How do you call it? Like ultimate advancement of your own soul self, like progressing forward and being you whole, and then making that kind of come out with something, like create something. If we also mention Emperor and Empress vibes, then yeah, those two energies within an individual, which is this is about it, that chemistry kind of booming within you can create anything. It has the potential to change the world. Has the potential to bring new life. And I feel like you're creating something that the universe really wants to see more of in the world. It wants it to be inspiring to other individuals and people. It wants it to bring more energy to other people and like build electricity. I keep coughing on important parts, man. 23:23 on my clock. Yeah, you're really moving forward and progressing. Also, there was something with the numbers when I paused, like 43 here, and it was like 143 something. I can't remember. I can't remember, but I don't know. You can go back if numerology and synchronicities are important for you, but I'm coughing so much this reading, I can't even. Do we have any more info, Spirit? Mm. You feel like you've lost a part of yourself in your life at some point. It's coming back to you. You will feel like it's there after you finish building this thing or succeed in its creation. Now we're good. Now we're done. Da, 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 da. Very calm energy. Very calm, nice energy. Nope, that's not the card. This is the card. Maybe, no, no, never mind. Never mind. Enlightenment. Evolution is guaranteed. You are waking up from your old habits and patterns. At times you may feel bewildered or not quite like yourself. Relax. All is well. You are just keeping up with your evolution, the life that you desire. Your body and mind are adjusting and adapting to your new and loving soul perspective. It is common for your mind or body to resist, react, or panic when you experience the unfamiliar and unknown. My brain is already fried. However, from this higher vantage, you can change any story that splits you in two and heal any wounds. You are not trying to replace a negative memory with a positive one. Instead, see all the components of a memory so that a new conclusion can form. An imbalanced memory recreates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. This event or person will be blamed for pain in your life today. A balanced memory has no charge or activation and becomes wisdom. You may even come to see a challenge as the best thing that ever happened to you. Once you change and heal your opinion, enlightenment will shine through as wisdom. I'm still getting used to reading. If you want to like read through that yourself and skip me reading, then I'm pretty sure we were lucky enough for the camera to pick up the thing. So also, meditation and inspired reflection actions are for your like benefit or importance here. I'm going to just do the journal work. So, for 7 consecutive days, write or draw 3 signs that stand out in your day and ask yourself what you were thinking when you saw them. They could be events, a billboard, a book, an emotion or feeling, a person, a symbol, a dream, a song, overheard conversations, a channel message, or information from your guides or angels. The thing that I wanted to advertise, if you're struggling with the transition and also like the past healing from challenges or trauma or other things, I have posted Shadow Work and Shadow Realm by this time of this reading being posted. It's a episode of my podcast where we talk about that. It might hold some help or answers in navigating you through some sensitive points within yourself. If you don't feel called to, I would not recommend going to it. Um, Unless at some point you feel like you want some entertainment and it calls to you. But other than that, like I feel like if you're sensitive, you shouldn't go there if you're not called. So I don't need the views. I don't need them that bad. So, that is your reading. I hope this helps. Thank you for being here and tuning in. Really cool that you're creating something. I wish you the very, very best luck with it. I can't wait to hear about it, see it, experience it, or just have it show up in the world after you're done with, um, you know, making the idea work and fleshing it out and all that jazz. So, yeah. Let me know if this helped with the like. And I guess I'll see you next time. Have a good one, and peace and blessings be with you. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 5. We fucking made it. I've been coughing so much, all these piles. That's why I'm saying that. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not coughing too much or purging too much or anything else. Um, Yeah, let's get into the reading. I'm staring at the card because I'm channeling whatever needs to come through. So, This time around, this is literally talking about meeting people and meeting family. You're currently having a lot of astral experiences, telepathic experiences, mental mindscaping, of imagining, visualization happening for the future. You may be conscious of it, you may not be conscious of it. If you do it and remember it, then you forget about it instantly. That's a par on par for the course because it's better that way for multitude of reasons. Um, we're not gonna get into them. But you're very much protected and guarded because you are coming into very much important connections that are going to be important for the season, the reason, and possibly one or two of them are going to be for a lifetime. And it's going to be like, yeah, really like quite sensitive experiences. If you've never met Soul Family before, you're gonna have some weird ass experiences. You're going to see the different sides to what makes Soul Family, and if you've never experienced or met them before, you're gonna actually have some negative experiences, not all of them. You're going to see how Soul Family is so close to you that you have the opportunity to heal deep wounds and surpass big karma, and huge life contracts are signed up to be fulfilled. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, right? Um, it's just going to be people you're going to be close with, grow with, expand with, and you might get closer, or go away and separate. Sorry, my shit just glitched. It's usually a big sign. I'm not getting anything from that, so um, I don't, that's bugging me right now. But let's just move forward and then I can reflect on that for myself later on. But yeah. You're going to also have like really close people that are going to really help you create and do and achieve and change into your best version and do what you need to do here. Some of them are going to stay as friends. A lot of them might just cycle out because you have plenty of soul family to go around. And with some people you get along more so than with others. With some of them you're really good at completing karmic cycles. With others of them you're good at just creating stuff. Some of them are going to be lifelong friends, but lifelong is in achievement. Like that's kind of like there needs to be a lot of resonance. You need to change together, right? You need to have like a significant connection that also is like stable, right? It has like its own foundation that you can actually build upon instead of something fleeting or something momentary or something that has only one connection bit in this lifetime, right? So you've been, if those soul family relationships are going to stay, they're going to stay because you've spent your entire life preparing for them to begin with. And you've purified yourself to a core honest truth, and they have as well, and they have the same rhythm of shifting and changing as you do. And if they don't, then they are there for a reason, season, etc. Either way, you're going to be doing great things together, even if it's just karmic healing. You're going to have a lot of fun, you're going to have a lot of laughs, you're going to feel like you've never felt before, and at points it's going to be anger or annoyance, but it's all in love. It's going to bring you closer to enlightenment and understanding like the light of love, or what is real connection, what is real feeling like of community or same or relationships that really like either have a lasting impact or impression or have a lasting, I don't know, lasting presence. I don't know why I lagged it there. I don't know, I feel like something lagged me. You will be fulfilling some divine contracts. You will be bringing something into fruition. You're gonna create something with these people. That's the real important part here. You're gonna create some stuff. It's gonna have an like a lasting impression. Whether it's lasting in the 3D or in the soul realm, that's neither here or there. That doesn't really matter to spirit. As long as it has a lasting impression and energetically. Some ascended masters are going to be helping you guys. I don't know who you relate to, Buddha, Jesus, some other beings. But yeah, they might also pop up in your research more often or more regularly. You might actually talk about them quite a lot with these people, or in general, you might see their icons, iconography, their names, symbology, when you're going to be around with these people or when they're going to be in your life. For some reason, you keep seeing, I don't know, freaking, let's say if it's Christianity, then Mother Mary, Jesus crosses, or if it's Buddha and Hindu stuff, then the like meditating Buddha, Hindu mudras of some sort, specific, um, I don't know, freaking quote. Um, or saying of some sort or symbol related to that like religion, whatever it is, right? You're gonna see whoever is supporting your guys' endeavor and whoever is guiding both of you or guiding the situation, the experience, the relationship. Either way, however these relationships are going to end, you're going to bring a lot of light, elevation, connection to the collective. You're going to not only purge some unnecessary hangups and negativity within relationships, but you're also going to bring in real transparent communication, real transparent conversations, and real connections, like real talk, real stuff, real love. You're really going to show the world what like relationships are made of and what how they flow and what they're supposed to be like. Cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. Cool. All right, what else? Spirits. Ooh, that needs to get on the board right now. Okay. Jeez. Jeez, jeez, jeez. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. So these relationships are going to be longer than just a few months. They're going to be like for a few years. Um, I want to say anywhere between 3 and 5. Some of you 8. Not all of you. Some of you 8. They're going to be slow to start, long to last, very much close reoccurring. You're going to spend a lot of time with them. Some of you every day, every other day. Maybe you'll work with them or something, right? Maybe you'll just have like them around. Maybe they'll be your neighbor. Um, maybe one of them is gonna be like a partner, like a romantic one. But I feel like more it's like you spend a lot of time leisurely or neighborly or business-like with them. Maybe you invest in trying to create something. Either way, what they're also like the purpose of them coming in is where you felt like whenever you wanted to start and create something and have this emotional like impulse to go forward and make something like tangible and real and long lasting, it would just break down and it just wouldn't work, right? Wherever you've grieved that there when it comes to a sensitive emotional topic of friends and relationships and feeling like a part of a community and like you're connected and like you can have fun with people and you can express yourself and you have like-minded interests and stuff like that. Wherever you've really been hurt on trying to create something and everything was just kind of like blown up and cut down, or you couldn't start anything tangible or real. Um, all of that is going, like that's where the offer is going to come in, or that's the energy that you're going to have something like happen from or sprout from. Like that's where you're going to actually receive connection and blessings and a relationship. So wherever you felt like things were just very much confusing and uncomfortable and unpleasant, and starting new relationships that it just didn't happen, even though you really tried and you've been transparent and honest and real, and it just like left you hanging and sad about how you've been left out or isolated or maybe even like mocked and used in some ways, right? Maybe one-sided relationships happen. Maybe you were around narcissists and manipulators and stuff like that. That's where you're going to have like a surprising event from spirit just showing up and being like, "Hey, hi, have this experience, have this relationship." It's divinely ordained. You've asked for this. On some level, you asked for this. Sorry, I'm tired and spinning all around. God damn it. What else? I don't know. I feel like I'm just looking over some astral stuff, not having any messages. Let's grab a different deck. Let's have the universe has your back deck. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's too many. I was too tired. It's shuffling, so fuck it. Let's. How many cards? Have these four here. That's way too many. I'm not taking these. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. I feel like I need to stop with that. So, where you felt like you couldn't heal your wounds or see them for what they needed to be, you're going to be able to heal and see those wounds for what they are because these people are going to be like close enough to home or they're going to make you feel open enough or they're going to like have your walls go down enough for you to actually like really see those triggers and wounds and harm and faults. Don't harden up if they go away or if things don't go well or if they also kind of like give in to wounding you. This soul experience of soulmates meeting needs to happen in a way where you open up, you realize your wounds, you heal from them, and you come back stronger than ever. And they get tested and tempted in where they sit when it comes to their loved ones. How do they treat them? Why do they treat them that way? Where do their wounds sit? And do they own up and heal as well and move forward with you, or do they not? Because I feel like this group is going to move forward. Soulmates, you're gonna have some of them come with you, but not all of them, is how it's coming across. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. I am the loving energy of the universe. That's reversed. So, yeah, they're going to somehow show you where you still feel uneasy, uncertain, vulnerable, easy to be used, manipulated, or it's really hard for you to open up, where you don't see people clearly and their intentions clearly. Your eyes are going to be wide opened, wide opened. It's going to lead you to a more loving experience of yourself, a more loving experience of the world and other people, and a more grounded and centered approach when it comes to relationships and your boundaries, their boundaries, how to manage a cohesive relationship going forward with that. What do you do when you need to change or shift and other people don't do that around you, right? Or when they need to do that and you're not doing that, right? Like vice versa. Flip it if it needs to be flipped, but I feel like I'm still talking to people that are going to be changing, shifting, moving, and you might just meet people that are a close, intimate relationship experience, but some of them, yet again, go with you, some of them don't. Either way, it's all bringing you closer to you expressing yourself ultimately unconditionally in love, and as well respecting yourself and who you are and seeing that for all that it is, and then continuing forward, you're gonna relate that way to the world, to yourself, and live that way. It's gonna make you heal and, yeah, have healthy relationships going forward. Because you were always destined to express yourself as who you are authentically and whole and be respected and loved for that. Um, the journey there might be a bit weird and rocky, though. Hope is a conduit for miracles. So keep the faith and hope up. Don't let like this experience or these people that aren't gonna go with you take away your hope or flair for love or for happy relationships, family, and home. Know that they're leading you there regardless of how it's going to turn out. If you're going to heal a bunch of karma together, if they're going to disrespect some of the spiritual contracts that you've drafted up, or if they're going to evolve and all the rest. It's about you finding a happier, healthier relationship with yourself and that shining out and finding that resonance with other people instead of like it being a particular thing with particular soulmates or it being a particular result from particular experiences or soul contracts. So I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Yeah, there we go. And the shadow of it would be I am spirit having a human experience and I am here to get closer to love. So yeah, I feel like the truth the God honest truth of that card is still to be known for you or by you. It's still to be fully realized by you or for you. Yeah, you might be spiritual, you might be wise, you might be conscious, you might do a bunch of practices, but you, when it comes to soul family, soulmates, relationships, contracts, and karma and stuff like that, you're still evolving and learning about the human experience in, like, the spirit's human experience in coming closer to love and the journey that it takes to get there. Don't get discouraged by it, because sometimes it gets rocky. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it get fucking goddamn rocky. Right. I got guided to put this away. And these cards as well. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's read Soul Family. I already did this, so maybe I'm gonna read it better this time. Soul Family, you are loved and supported. Your soul family wants you to know how much you are loved and how well you are doing. Your soul family consists of other souls that have similar values and ideas to you. The bright circle of light at the center of this image is Shambhala. Think of it as a meeting place where your soul family gathers to connect with you. When you ask a question, its energy vibrates through the universe, bringing souls and their light beings to Shambhala and share responses and information. They are overjoyed to connect and co-create with you. Your questions and experiences on Earth move you and them to an expanded awareness about love, life, and purpose. If we go back far enough in time, there was a point when all was connected, where all was one. As time progressed and energy was released and the source was separated, we all originated from this source. So whatever from the I can't talk. So whatever form the members of your soul family take, you will recognize them because they are a part of you. We know it in our hearts when we encounter a member of our soul family, even if we can't explain it. We often refer to this as the meeting of a soulmate. Remember, a soulmate can come in many guises, a I want to say guides, but guises. A lover, a friend, a parent, a child, or an animal, and turn up when you need to remember the love that you are. That sentence hits so much differently after a while. Um, Good and bad. I guess it's more grounded in a way. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you'll find out, obviously. Anyway, journal work. Ask your soul family for significant information for you. Put your pen to paper and write the first thing that comes to your mind. This is your answer. If it doesn't make sense right now, don't stress. In the following days, their wisdom will reveal itself in a satisfying and gentle way. So, yeah, that is your read. I forgot to do it for the other piles, but I guess I'll show these cards off with time properly anyway. And honestly, doing this doesn't do it justice because of the over like light exposure. And I'm too lazy to deal with it. I think I tried last reading. If you want to check that out, um, yeah, the message for your higher self. But yeah, I hope you have a good ride. I hope you enjoy your, ascension process with your soulmates. I hope you take it for all that it is and don't get overly attached or label it as a bunch of stuff or other things. Ultimately, it's going to help you regardless of how it's going to go, and it is an experience to be had that is going to be soulfully joyous. It's going to bring you closer to center and to who you truly are, and it's going to help your whole soul collective elevate as well and learn from like mistakes and lessons and karma, but also from love and compassion and dreaming together and creating together and doing amazing, great things. I think I just like was here for a balanced warning of like don't make it out to be one thing or another, don't have high expectations and be ready for it to be like a real relationship experience, right? And people are complicated, both in good and bad ways. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your time. I appreciate your presence and your energy. And yeah, let me know if you liked by like, and if not, that's fine too. Thank you so much for, spending your time and watching this, and I will see you the next reading podcast episode, whatever time I'm gonna be around or do something. So, peace out. Bye.